Good evening, everyone. I'm going to be doing, give me a minute. I'm going to get some things set up here. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Hey, we're just getting started here. Hang on just a sec. All right, welcome. Tuesday Night Rotor Talk Live, episode 8. We got our very special guest, OriginalDobo, one of my favorite guys. We're going to have a great time tonight. This is going to be fantastic. Greg, welcome. Lee Genix, welcome. Drone Shots, welcome. Steve's Message Meeting, welcome. Right Alongside, welcome. Rohan, welcome. David Ma, welcome. Let's see if I missed anybody else. JB Drones, welcome. Sam Clevo 1, welcome. Dronesy Armas, welcome from Brazil. Thank you very much for joining tonight. Mel, welcome. Thank you for joining tonight. We got a very full lineup tonight. At about 8:15, we're going to have Eastern time. We're going to have OriginalDobo on it. I absolutely love him. He's a fantastic guy. We're going to have some great conversation going on here. Chris, welcome. We're going to have some great conversation. He's one of my, like I said, he's one of my favorites. How'd you guys like the splash page tonight? It was kind of impromptu and did it, but wanted to try something a little different there. I know the real splash page, what shows is just the banner from my channel, and it's good. It's not real descriptive, but it does show the timer and countdown and stuff. So hope you guys like that. First thing, how'd you guys like the Florida drone supply? The Mavic Missile Man here. Well, that's a good one. I like that. Samuel, welcome to the show. How'd you guys like my visit down to Florida Drone Supply? 120 Down Under, welcome from the land down under. Thank you for joining tonight. We had a wonderful time visiting Florida Drone Supply. I just wanted to kind of follow that up here. Like I said, OriginalDobo is going to be on about 8:15. Trevor, welcome. We had a wonderful time down there. And yes, thank you, Greg. We had a blast. And I have to tell you something. Janelle's the real deal, and her staff is the real deal. They are incredible people. I mean, the story that she related to me, the 2 stories she related to me about taking care of customers who did not purchase their drones there. I mean, they went above and beyond to take care of them. They stayed open. Somebody got there who wasn't too far south of them, and it was just fantastic. And I told my wife, I said, I'm kind of glad that, thank you, Mel, appreciate that. I told my wife I'm kind of glad we're 2 hours away, because I'd probably be there every weekend. I'd be knocking on their door. I think Janelle and her staff and husband probably get sick and tired of seeing me. But one of the things that really impressed me, yeah, it is, Steve, I'm telling you, it really is. One of the things that impressed me, the Matrice 600, guys, this thing is huge. And when I say huge, it's like, you ever see a Newfoundland dog, how big that is? This is kind of how it reminds me of how big Matrice 600 is. This thing is just gigantic. Thank you, Steven's Message 516. Appreciate that. It's just enormous. And you ought to see the case that the Matrice 600 goes in. You need a pickup truck to take it. Steve Cross, welcome. Thank you for joining tonight. How are things over in the UK? Thank you so much. No, I can't get over how big that thing is. It's just fantastic. And then she showed me, and I didn't have a chance. I thought I got a picture of it. I barely got a clip of it. but only 2 hours. It's something to do for breakfast to me. You can be there and back home every dinner Saturday. Oh, we had one of those torrential Florida downpours on the way back, and trust me, guys. I have Rain-X on the windshield and wipers on fast and fog lights on, and no, no, no. Trevor, welcome from Canada tonight. Thank you so much for joining. No, it's just those Florida torrential Florida downpours are just no thanks. No, just it was just a very impressive visit. We had a great time. My wife asked lots of incredibly good questions. Got to see, not only do they have, the sales end of it, they do training down there. And as I said, they train both for cell tower inspections and for golf course inspections. And the neat part about the golf course inspections, Don Carson, welcome. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Rod, welcome to the show from Northern Ireland. Thank you so much, Rodney, for showing up tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, Rod Piker, I want to tell you guys about his channel. He's from Northern Ireland. He has done some incredible videos with his Mavic Air. I'm going to brag on you here for a minute, Rodney, if you don't mind. I just absolutely love him. All you guys do great. But, Rodney asked me to take a look, see what he thought, what I think. Most of you guys, when I'm subscribed, I go out there and I'll view your videos right away. And if you guys want me to make sure that I've subscribed to your channel and I haven't, let me know, because I want to be, every one of you, I want to be subscribed to your channels as well too. Rodney does some incredible videos, and some of these old abandoned castles and everything. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Rodney, you live in a gorgeous country, and it's on my bucket list of places to visit. It's just absolutely fantastic. I can't say enough about that. And hopefully I would get over there, and I would absolutely love meeting up with you to do some drone flying. That would be tremendous. Absolutely, positively tremendous. The other thing, Florida Drone Supply was fantastic. The other thing was we have our 1-year anniversary of the channel coming up. Rick, welcome. JB Drones, welcome. We have our 1-year anniversary. Not mine yet, Bill. Would love to have you along. Steve, we want to come over to the UK. I have some other friends over there too. I don't know if you guys have seen Ian. He's on quite a bit. He usually watches when he's at work in the morning. He'll watch the rebroadcast of this. So we have a 1-year anniversary coming up of the channel, and couple of reminders. One, Rodney, you're most welcome. Absolutely, you shoot fantastic video. All you guys do. It's just your scenery is just I'm dying to get over there to see it. It's just you live in such a beautiful country. Absolutely love it. And I know the rest of the UK is beautiful too. So is this earth. We have a lot of picturesque things with it. I will have. It is, Steve. We're going to have a very big giveaway. And when I say big, it's going to be big. I'm not giving away a big drone. I wish I could afford to do that. But it's going to be multiple prizes at once for the 1-year anniversary. That's going to be at the end of June. I'm going to make that announcement probably in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. We still have our other 2 contests going on, the JJRC H47 Alfie Plus. If you haven't entered that, be sure to enter that, guys. Also, we have the contest to win the Phantom 4 new quiet props. They haven't come out yet. I haven't received the email from DJI. And when I do, I will let all you guys know. I'll get I'll blast a quick video out there so you know that they're available, and that we're gonna we'll announce a winner of the contest. So that should be happening probably sometime within the next couple of weeks. That's how that usually happens. So. Also, want to let you guys know too, as far as Florida Drone Supply is concerned, I know if you're welcome from Georgie JR69, welcome from the Philippines. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Welcome to the show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Janelle wanted me to let you guys know. I'm claiming that prize. Okay, Lee. I like that. wanted to let you guys know, she wanted to pass this on to you guys, that she ships internationally. And, you know, I know, I think Steve Cross, or I may have mentioned, you know, the excise tax. The reason I say that is if you're having a hard time finding a part and you need to find something, send them an email. You know, and if you're in the States, give them a call, and they'll be happy to help you. They'll be happy if they have it, they can get it to you. I just want to let you guys know that if you're in the state of Florida, you know, that's my first and foremost recommendation. See them for things. I mean, seriously, they just, and if they don't have it, you know, they'll try to get it for you. Janelle's done that for me. You know, I've ordered, you know, not only have I gotten my Mavic Pro from them, but I've ordered a number of accessories from them. Just absolutely, positively fantastic. Yeah, I can't say enough about them. They have been tremendous. And it's very interesting. She also passed on to me, you know, if you guys have ever been down to Fort Myers, it's just so interesting driving down there because it's not very well laid out. Your camera phone, yeah, I know, Steve. I'm trying here. Let me see if I can fix it here a little bit. I just got this camera, Steve, so maybe hopefully that's a little better. I know our lights are kind of, my lighting situation isn't the best here, so hopefully that's a little better for you guys. No, driving around there is just, you know, it takes 2 hours to get down there, but sometimes it may take up to an hour to find the place that you're looking to go to because it's just not laid out well. They never really planned for it. So you know, I don't know what to say about that. That's just kind of on the crazy side. Yeah, you know, don't forget to enter those contests. Your sister. Oh, okay. Wow. Drone Wolf Media, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Thank you. You know, and I asked Janelle, and she doesn't have the quiet props yet either. So, you know, this is something that's coming from DJI, and they kind of did the same thing too with the Mavic Pro Platinum because I had, y'all watch that Matrice giveaway. Hey, I'm telling you, Mel, I'd want to sneak that back home. Yeah, I want to get that and bring it home. I did see a used one online for $4,995, Matrice 600. So, but that's just the drone. That's no camera with it. So, if you know, $4,995. Yeah, Mel, count me in on that. If I can try to sneak it home. Steve Cross, thank you so much. Yes, Steve. I'll tell you what. I'm seriously planning on getting over there. I would definitely go visit you. Definitely go visit Rodney. Definitely go visit Ian. You know, I definitely want to get over there. It's just so picturesque, and you know, I just want to get over there. Thank you so much, Steve. I really appreciate that. No, it's just the Matrice. Wow, I can't say enough about that. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. I saw a charging case for the Inspire. It is unbelievable for being able to charge that in the field. Janelle told me the story. Oh yeah, Mel, it's for the eye too. Also wanted to pass on to you guys, and I don't know if I want to make you aware of this. They take trade-ins on commercials. So, you know, if you want to trade in an Inspire or Up, they will definitely do that at Florida Drone Supply. I wanted to throw that in. That's something I didn't include that in the video, but I wanted to let you guys know that too. I saw, Mel, you'll like this. I saw a charging case for the Inspire, and it is state of the art, bar none. In getting batteries charged. Janelle told me the story about her husband when we had the Hurricane Irma last September. Her husband was helping out the utilities and doing inspections with the Inspire, and they got power to one hotel as they were doing the inspection lines. But one of the things that really helped them out was this charging case. I mean, it rapidly charges the batteries for the Inspire. I don't know how many batteries. It's like insane how many batteries it charges at once. And then it has like two or slot for like 4 more or something. It's just crazy insane. You know, looking at that, it just was, it just blew me away. Just absolutely blew me away totally. I can't tell you guys enough. Wow. Yeah. That's just, it was real nice. And the store was laid out great down there too. It was very easy to find things. Their training facility. They're going to start doing YouTube training videos, which, yeah, you might be right, Steve. I'm thinking, if it's going to have those interchangeable lenses, I think that's going to be a real deal. So, guys, I'm sure you guys all are very well aware, and it's painful every time I watch it, Mel, is when you posted that video out to Instagram, which I saw it out there today. I know it's painful for you. It's painful for me too. It's absolutely painful to watch that video. My heart breaks for you, my friend. It really does. That was just absolutely hard to watch. I mean, if you guys get a chance, and it was a great video up until the accident. I mean, you were shooting some good video on that, and then yikes, just yikes. But Mel, I'm with you. I'm hoping if you can't get it fixed, you can get something else and get back up in the air. I know you have the Spark, and that's good. But I know how much you love that Inspire and the Mavic Pro Platinum. You just got it, so we're anxious to see and to hear good news about things for you, Mel. So I got the trophy for killing 2 birds with 1 crash. That's a trophy I wouldn't want to have, Mel. But you're. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, because I know if I did that, I would just be heartbroken and heartsick. And I know many people have done that, and it's just the worst feeling in the world. Something you really like and you really enjoy, and it's just not there. Just absolutely, positively not there. Yeah. I know, Mel. That's just wow. I'm just kind of laughing on that one. Yeah. But yeah, we'll look forward to keep us in the loop. Let us know what's going on as far as if you're able to get both of them fixed, one of them fixed, what you're doing with that. Hopefully that's sooner rather than later for you, because I know you're like me. It's just, well, see, and I know you guys, my Floridians on the chat tonight know what it's been like, because, well, it looks like we have OriginalDobo. Let's get him on the air. Ken, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, Bill? How you doing, man?
I am doing fine. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. We're doing it.
Did you have rain today in Palm Beach?
Yeah, it was actually raining so hard. It was like 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. It actually woke me up out of a sound sleep. That's how loud it was.
Oh God, that's just insane.
I'm over the rain, man.
I hear you on
ridiculous.
that. I hear
you. And there's almost no end in sight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at the forecast, and it's just bad.
Yeah.
Bad weather.
Yeah, it's just like, what was it? I think somebody said every day the last 2 weeks we've had rain.
It's bad, and it's almost so bad to the point where even when there's a break within showers, I won't even attempt to fly, just because I know there's a downpour somewhere.
Yeah, and it's it's going to come, and that's just ugh.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it. I've already came close to damaging a drone in a downpour, and I'm just not about doing that again.
No way. I have to compliment you. Your last 3 videos have just been off the charts for me. I've enjoyed each one of them.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
We'll start with the freshest one that you did on the Autel doing the suing DJI.
Yeah, so that was actually interesting to see. I stumbled across that in a forum, and stumbled across the article that people were posting, and I didn't hear about anything. It's obviously been pretty quiet. Nobody has said anything. And I read this, this lawsuit that they have, or this patent infringement claim, and it's 17 pages, and it's like deja vu, really. It's almost like seeing what DJI did to Autel initially with the X-Star trying to stop a sale, and it almost doesn't make sense because this is sort of fresh. You know, this is filed, you know, back at the end of April, so we're in May now. So I mean, this is real fresh.
Yeah, I
It's pretty,
saw
pretty crazy.
there was an article, somebody had posted it on Bill the Drone Reviewer on the group from Law 360, and it talked about, it got into the first parts of the lawsuit from back, I think it was 2016 when they originally filed it. And yeah, that was, I started going through that, and I'm like, gosh, I need my son's girlfriend who's a lawyer to interpret it. I mean,
it's you know, yeah, there's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo. Obviously, you know, in last night's video, I sort of condensed it all. Plus, two, I'm traveling. I'm actually in a hotel right now, so it's like, you know, I have limited resources, and most of the people, you know, they just want the meat and potatoes of whatever the article actually is.
Yeah.
And my goal with every video is to try to be under 5 minutes. If it's a 10-minute long video, I better have pretty good reason for it to be 10 minutes long. But my goal on each video is under 5 minutes. Otherwise, I feel like I lose people's attention.
Oh, I know what you're saying, and you know, and I think, you know, as far as that lawsuit, you know, it's like, well, you know, it's like it's going back and forth. It's like a ping pong ball.
It's almost too articulated in a sense, that, you know, okay, so we haven't seen a drone yet, but we're sort of protecting something that's potentially able to release. And what's ironic about the whole thing is the patent for the props are basically referring to the quick release props that are on all of DJI's smaller offerings, from the Mavic Pro all the way down to the Spark. So you've got 3 drones that really encompass. You know, I don't know if anything will hold water other than this is just sort of like a mosquito bite on DJI, and they're just sort of swatting it away. I mean, they've got a lot of money. They've got a lot of money to battle this. You know, probably more so than Autel has to even pursue a lawsuit. But it's ballsy nonetheless. I'll give them that.
One of the things, somebody had asked me a question, and I was anxious to get you on the show to ask you this. Do you think in any way that this is affecting the release of either drones from DJI or from Autel?
Nothing is stopping DJI from releasing a drone. I don't think. I think DJI does whatever DJI wants to do. They're obviously the 800-pound gorilla in the room, if we're, you know, putting it like that. So they can do anything that they want to do. I just don't think right now they have to, you know, do something. To put it in a comparison, you know, you and I, we typically put out, you know, 2 to 3 videos a week, right? Sure. And it's not, but you know, really because we want to. It's sort of you know, from a YouTube perspective, from a creative perspective, we have to sort of stay relevant in our industry and in our scope of content. And if we don't put a video out, sometimes whether we have something that people want to see or not, you sort of get shoved down in the you know, the butthole of YouTube. I don't know how to say it any other way. So, you know, DJI will put out a drone only when they really have to stay relevant. And, you know, for me, the 2.0, the Phantom 2.0 is just them staying relevant with something, just sort of like, here, hold on to this for a little bit while, you know, we do this. They're almost like magicians. Look over here while I do something over here type of thing. So it could be, you know, it could be. I really don't think the lawsuit has anything to do with why we aren't seeing another drone from DJI. They just don't have to lay out all their cards right now. You know, and when the Autel does release, it's absolutely not going to be a threat by any means to DJI. Not at all. It won't even dent their sales, because 90% of your drone enthusiasts, or I shouldn't say drone enthusiasts, people who are thinking of buying a drone don't know who Autel really is.
Oh yeah,
and that's a fact. The average consumer doesn't know Autel. You know, you're either a fan of Autel or you've heard them, and you know, and that's just it. I think that's the reason why we'll see a lot of what Autel does. They're going to aim for that first responders, you know, criteria. They're going to be the ones that are going to be marketed to, like the firefighters, the policemen, the, you know, the forest rangers, things of that nature. I think that's really where we'll see Autel make strides versus DJI, and a lot of that has to do with, you know, they boast that American, you know, support, and they sort of portray themselves as an American company.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting to see.
you know, and that, you know, and that kind of leads me to, we'll go back 2 videos to your one about Autel needing to succeed. I couldn't agree with that video more. If I could give it 2 likes, I would have, Ken. I mean, it just seriously.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, they do. And you know, no matter what you fly, you know, and to go back to that video, it really is a wider scope than just DJI. You know, I compared Autel and DJI to like Intel and AMD, but it's even on a larger spectrum than that. Really, it doesn't matter what you fly. Anything you fly is affected by DJI, sadly. And it's almost a shame in this industry that a brand has so much impact on what we see and prices and whether or not other companies succeed or fall. It's almost shameful. And this, you know, to revert back to the video last night, patents, absolutely, patent trolls and patent wars destroy this industry in such a way that makes future progression for newer companies. You look at Unique, you wonder why Unique's designs are so bizarre and obscure, and we don't see anything new from them ever. It's because they're trying to sort of dance around the footprints of a larger company that's probably sucked up a bunch of patents, and now they're trying to figure out ways and engineer ways around it so they don't get in trouble.
That's a good point.
It's sort of interesting.
That's a real good point. And you know, the other thing is your other video in the middle, and this is something I want to spend some time on. I know you and Billy talked about it. I think it probably was last week, but about selling your drone. And you know, with all these drones that are coming out, you know, I can, and I talked to Janelle when I visited Florida Drone Supply, and she told me that they do take trade-ins for their commercials for the Inspires, Matrices, and so forth.
Sure, sure.
This is, you really hit on it, and I know you were trying to possibly start something, but aren't able to. This is a huge market because, you know, how many people are going to be trading their Mavics, you know, or wanting to sell their Mavics Pro for Mavic Pro 2 or for their Phantom 4 Pro for a Phantom 5 and so forth. I mean, there's going to be a lot of drones out there.
Yeah, so I've had people say to me, well, why haven't you tried eBay to sell your drone? And what's interesting, I did try eBay, but we're dealing with something that's over $500, and I've never really sold anything on eBay to begin with. So when you first start selling on eBay, they give you like a cap of how much you're allowed to sell. So I tried to list it for my asking price of, let's say, $850, which I thought was fair for 2 batteries, a Phantom 4 Advanced, and a case and ND filters. I felt like that was all really fair. And they told me that I had to apply to be able to sell at a higher rate. The other problem with that is now I have to pay eBay a fee, then PayPal is going to scrape a fee. So by the time it's all said and done, I just lost, you know, let's say 50, 60 bucks off my sale, which is just silly. And that still doesn't guarantee that it's a safe transaction. And that's my problem. The keyword is a safe transaction. Anytime you're shipping anything, it's almost unfair to the person who's selling, because yes, they are a broker in the deal. Essentially, they are hosting it, but it doesn't cost that much to host a sale. I look at a company like Swappa that is selling phones, basically secondhand phones. They're hosting the sale. They are verifying the agreements, and then they're paying, you're paying a small commission to, let's say, Swappa. And actually, the seller doesn't pay the fee to Swappa. The seller doesn't pay the fee to Swappa. The buyer pays the fee.
That's good.
So when you look at what you're selling it for, if you're selling let's say you want to get $750 for your phone, well, you have to list it just a little bit higher to encompass whatever that $5 or $6 fee is that they're charging. So, you know, in retrospect, it doesn't have to be just, you know, down to drones only. It can be camera equipment. It can be really anything, because I think for a website like that to succeed, it's got to be a wider scope.
Oh, yeah.
It could even be, you know, RCs. Obviously, it's hard to verify all these different things, but I think somebody with the right amount of resources and time, or maybe an existing infrastructure, can pull this off. And that's what take. Yeah, I'll never sell on eBay. It's funny. I sold my DJI Spark on Sunday. I sold it Sunday. A guy reached out to me on Facebook, and it's funny enough, they're actually starting a website called thedronegurus.com, and they are going to be another drone shop. They're going to actually be out of Wesley Chapel, Florida.
Oh, wow.
So they'll have a building and everything going up. So I'm going to be in contact with these guys. But yeah, actually paid me exactly what I was asking for. Didn't hassle or haggle me or anything. Matter of fact, they actually saw me on YouTube, so I was a little nervous at first meeting them, but after talking with them, they're pretty fantastic guys. So they're going to have another like drone related store out of Wesley Chapel. So they do phone work. So like if your phone has an invalid or a IMEI that's bad, like let's say if you bought a phone from somebody on Craigslist or something, and 2 weeks later, all of a sudden you can't connect to your network because your IMEI is blacklisted. What they do is they fix your IMEI so you can connect to the network with the phone that you purchased. So they got a pretty good, business, and so I felt, pretty comfortable with talking with them. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I think the more brick and mortar stores we see, the better.
I agree. And I think this is a huge, like I said, I think this is just a huge untapped kind of market right now. I mean, it is. Because you're going to be selling, I'm going to be selling. It's like everybody's going to be doing this to get the next model, and
Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm not rich. I work pretty hard for my money, and it's not like what people don't understand is when they watch these videos and we're reviewing a drone, we're given a pretty unbiased, honest opinion of the product that we're reviewing because nobody sent us that product. We paid our own money. So when we're mad that it doesn't work or it doesn't perform the way it's intended or advertised, we're actually upset, and we're upset, and people take it the wrong way when they're watching videos when somebody's upset about it, or like, I had some quirks about the Mavic Air, but I'm genuinely upset because I paid money for that. Nobody sent it to us, and that's the big thing. It's real emotion when we're filming these reviews.
And see, one of the things, and I know, and I've talked with Billy a couple of times about this too. Most people don't know he works crazy, like 4 or 5 jobs. Okay, because
he does.
I know a lot of people have said, like, well, where are you getting all this money? Well, he earns all this money. He really does.
It's a constant hustle. We put out these, obviously we have affiliate links, and people think that we're making tremendous amount of money back on those. And the fact is, if I make, $20, $30 every other month from Amazon, that's a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even AdSense on YouTube, it's not a tremendous amount of money in AdSense. It doesn't, put it this way, I probably spend more on just gear and equipment a month or whatever than I'll ever make back on YouTube, and that's probably ever. It's a hobby. It's a hobby.
I don't know if you know, I also work, what's really helped me on Amazon affiliate links is I've signed up for international ones, and you ought to check into that. It's, as long as you have an affiliate account, it's like automatic, it's seamless.
Okay.
I got it for the UK, Canada, Germany, Spain, and like my demographics, we've got a few gentlemen from UK on tonight, and Australia, and these
Australia is very big.
It is.
For some reason, that's my largest country. That my audience is primarily from Australia, which is strange, but hey, good day, mate.
Good day, mate. One of the other things, and I saw Billy's video on music and getting uncopyrighted music and all that and everything. And I got to compliment you on your drone videos with aerial videos. You choose some incredible music. I really, really like that.
That's half the battle, is sitting there scoring your music. Editing's no problem. It's sitting there scoring, finding something that moves you. I typically won't start editing my footage until I've listened to a couple of songs or something that I feel that has good peaks and valleys in the music to edit to, and then I'll lay all my tracks on top of one another and sort of scrub through it and sort of try to mesh it with the music.
And that's exactly the question I was going to ask you. I know a lot of people will you know, they'll go ahead and when they're editing, like you just said, you know, they think of their demographics when they're doing this, and you know, and I'm not so sure that's a good idea, because my demographics show that my #1 watchers are male between 35 to 45. Well, you know, I don't necessarily always go by that, and you know, I think sometimes you can look at demographics and things too much.
Yeah, I look at the demographics here and there. It's funny. I have a pretty strong female audience, is what I see, anyways. You know, according to that. But again, it's all about whatever user data they're actually putting in. I always use the term garbage in, garbage out. If people are putting invalid data in, you're going to get invalid data out. So you know, a lot of people fudge that information. I think more so now than ever, people are afraid to actually say who they truly are online. I mean, there's just, you know, countless trolls and things out there, and I mean, we've all had our run-ins and encounters with it.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, you know, sometimes it's discouraging, but you know, then sometimes it motivates me to keep going on.
I gotta say, I really like having Billy on your show. That was just a brainstorm getting him on there.
Yeah, you know, it took a little bit of money to make it all happen. I've got him on a 6-figure salary. By 6 figure, I'm just joking. No money involved. We had a conversation about it, and I was just like, you know, I'm like, I need a co-host for the show, and I said it like that, and he's like, I'll do it. I mean, it was just like, I was like, all right, well, that solves that, because my idea was, okay, well, I'll start auditioning for it. Well, you know, it'll be like not America's Got Talent, but something close to that. And you know, he volunteered, and I was, you know, and it works well because we see eye to eye on a lot of things, and then obviously he's very much, you know, I would say team blue, and I'm very much team orange, so it's a nice dynamic. So we sort of meet in the middle with a lot of the things with the drones, and you know, he's very organized where I'm very chaotic with things. So it's definitely like yin and yang. So it works very well.
It really does. I mean, you guys, it's the chemistry on there is fantastic. And you know, the thing that impresses me, he's not even 21 yet, and the knowledge he has is just off the charts. And I think, and I talked to Bill Thomas about this, because Bill's good friends with Billy too. And he said, you know, he says, he told Billy, he says, you know, I would really like to be at your age with all the technology that's coming out right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting times. You know, when you really think about it, with everything that we have. I mean, not only, you know, obviously drones, but I mean, you know, I think of medical advances and things that we were going to be able to do. You know, in 10 years' time, a 10-year span in technology is like a huge jump. It's a quantum leap in some instances. So it's going to be awesome to see. But I worry about like this field, this hobby, and its longevity.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. That's another thing too. Is one of the things, you know, I hear this all the time, and I get this all the time. Is, you know, are you a hobbyist? Are you a commercial pilot? Why do you do this? You know, I get this question all the time, you know. And,
what do you tell them?
Well, I tell them, I said, you know, I do it because I like it. I just absolutely love getting it up.
You can be all of the above. You can be all of the above. And that's the beautiful thing about this. I mean, you can do it commercially. You can do it for fun, you know, and that's the beautiful thing. It's a thrill every time you get your bird up in the air and it comes back alive, I guess. I mean, that's, you know, it's always exciting getting it up and getting, you know, a shot and just getting a whole different perspective of things, you know. I think the first time I ever flew a drone, immediately I was hooked. I had to buy another one. I don't know why I was compelled to buy another one, but it doesn't stop. And then, you know, you buy another one, and then you want another one. So, but
well, you know, one of the things I absolutely love your aerial videos. Do you go out by Wesley Chapel to film all those, or where do you go?
It depends. I usually try to be out on the coast. You know, I'm on the Gulf Coast, and before that, obviously, I lived in Lakeland for a little bit, and living in Lakeland was good, but we had a lot of little municipal airports around, so it made flying a little bit harder. And obviously the scenery wasn't quite as exciting. But now living back on the coast, I fly out over Weeki Wachee a lot. And there's all these, you know, little cuts and coves and untapped areas. Obviously, you take a risk anytime you fly over water. And it seems like anything interesting to fly around is over water. So I wish we had more, you know, it's a weird thing to say, but I wish we had more abandoned areas around here. Like I look at some of Ken's videos and I look at some of Billy's videos, and it seems like every time I turn around, they're flying over some sort of a abandoned building. And in Florida, it's just like people won't leave our state. I just go home, people. I need you to abandon things, you know. I wanted to fly today, but it's, you know, raining.
Yeah.
I did find an interesting place down just around the corner. It's called the Water Dome. It's these dome buildings. Of course, it's over water, but there's these dome buildings down here in Miami that are just, they're just super interesting. They're all graffitied up, but they're like houses that are out in the water. I've seen a couple of flights over them.
You know, that's interesting because, you know, I've seen some guys do some videos of downtown Tampa and whatnot. You know, I think my favorite video that I've ever done was I went down to the Southwest area and flew over to the Skyway Bridge. And I mean,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I just had such a blast doing that. And somebody asked me, says, you know, how'd you do that? And I said, well, one of the things I did was I planned. And I kind of did a test flight by where I live, and on battery, and you know, I knew exactly how far it was from where I was taking off to where I would be, and I knew that I wanted to do return for home at 60% battery. I ended up with like 12% battery when I got back.
Oh my gosh!
But yeah,
do you know where Anclote Key is? Have you ever heard of Anclote Key?
Yeah.
So there's a beach out here called Frederick Howard Park, and that's actually where I filmed the video I made for Ken. But there's an island. It's actually a state park, so you're not allowed to take off or land on the island in Florida. So they have rules with the state parks, but you can launch from a county park, and it's to the point where I can see it. I don't know exactly how far it is. I'm only assuming it's probably like 1.5 miles, 2 miles. But my goal was to fly it out there. But my luck would be a seagull would strike the drone, and that would be that. Well,
it's interesting you talk about seagulls because I went up, what was it, probably not more, well, last time it was dry, last time I flew, basically. It's funny because I don't know if you saw my thank you video to Ken.
Yeah, I saw that.
One of the streets in our video, one of the streets in our development is Heron Watch Place.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I actually thought for a second, I'm like, oh, he pulled that off pretty quickly.
Well, I got up, and no sooner than I was probably about 100, 150 feet out over the lake behind us, and they came swooping in, and I mean, it was like left and right and right and left, and I did a 180. I got it back, and my wife said, I thought you were going out for a flight. I said, well, I had those plans, but your friends, the birds, changed my mind in a rather of a hurry.
Yeah, it's birds are, you know, they sort of dictate the whole scene. I was at another, where was I at? I did a flight around a beach, Pine Island, and there were so many seagulls. Even there was a guy flying a Phantom, and he was well over the 400-foot limit, and I was sort of giving the stiff eye, you know, because I'm just like, because there was a plane flying around, just sort of, it was a stunt plane, and he was flying around, and he was flying real low, and this guy was, I mean, he had to be almost 500 feet, and I'm just like, he didn't speak any English, so if I would have told him, hey, you're over the 400-foot limit, he would have looked at me and said, you know, what are you talking about? Like, looked at me with two heads. So I was just like, forget it. I'll let him go. If you hit the plane and take it down on the beach, well, then another idiot just made the news. But luckily, he took it down, and I was going to take off, and the wind was so bad, the seagulls were so bad, and I actually took off from a table, and the drone flipped backwards. And you know, in all my infinite wisdom, the props were still spinning. I go to grab the Phantom, and it just catches it. This is still not healed.
Oh man!
And this happened in March. This is from a phantom prop hitting my thumb.
Gosh.
Ridiculous, man.
Wow. Well, you can say hi to Billy. He's on the broadcast tonight.
I haven't talked to him at all today. Well, no, I lie. I did. We talked.
Well, see, if you want to say anything good, now's the time so he can hear it.
No, nothing good. We have nothing good to say about this guy. No, we didn't do our show this week because it's hard to try to stream from a hotel. We tried that last month, and it sort of worked, but it didn't work, and we're sort of spoiled now. We finally found a way to stream in 1080p, and we've got everything just down to a sort of a science. I say that knocking on wood because we always have some sort of strange thing that happens. It's usually because I'm trying to do too much behind the scene and I break something. But lately we've been streaming and we haven't had a problem. So we'll keep rolling with that.
We're set up. Now you don't use OBS. What do you use? You don't use OBS.
We're using a software called vMix.
Okay.
And I actually found it from another YouTuber. We were trying to find a software where we can bring multiple people into the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to do it somewhat seamlessly. Like we always felt that using Skype and other platforms were sort of janky. I mean, Google Hangouts is fantastic, but we wanted like that higher resolution and just more of a flexible presentation. So vMix was sort of it. It's sort of expensive, but it works.
It looks fantastic. I mean, and the ability like to bring multiple people in there and have have your chat going on up there and being able to
it's
bring
awesome.
other things up. I mean, that's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, it makes it good. And then like his and I camera now, we use basically the same webcam. Well, shouldn't say the same, but the same make. It's got the same aspect ratio, so we're able to line it up. So like I don't look bigger than him, he doesn't look bigger than me. So it just makes for a little bit more of a pleasant experience. Eventually, I would like for him to host the stream, whether it be on using my stream key onto my channel or onto his channel, because Billy is just such a jerk. He has 400 megabits of upload speed, 400 megabits of upload. It's almost, he's got so much internet bandwidth, it's almost obscene. It's disgusting.
Where does he get? I know he has all these jobs. I know you got all these jobs, Billy, but how do you?
I think his girlfriend is like works for Google or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's like it's obscene. It's just the most ridiculous. He's like I moved into this apartment and we only have 500 megabits up. There's poor kids in Ghana that don't have 500 30 megabits up. I mean, I'm over here like scraping together like 20 25 megabits up. I get excited when my internet peaks at 40 megabits up and he's over here at 500 megabits. So
that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I just wow. I don't know. Did you watch his show on Sunday?
Yeah, it's a fantastic show. It's cool because it's a new dynamic. It gives him a chance to chat and interact with his fan base live. Where'd you go, Bill? Oh, there you are. Yeah, you disappeared on me. Your mic's gone. Your mic's not on, Bill. I can see you. Your lips are moving. Maybe.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. That was weird. It sort of
went out. I don't know what happened on that.
That was weird. It sort of went out and then came back. So
I really, like I said, I really like your setup, and I like Billy's format on his show. I mean, it's a good Q&A time, and I like what he did last Sunday with going through his workflow and how he does that. I mean, and see, this is the thing I absolutely love about him. And I am, and I'm talking good about you, Billy. I'm not burning your ears. So one of the things I really like about him is he's so detail oriented and he gets it. He just has everything lined up to a T. I mean, it's just absolutely, positively fantastic.
Yeah, and that's where I say that between him and I, it works well because, like I said, I'm chaotic and he's very organized, and that works well. Like the way I plan is just it's a mess, and he's got everything very well articulated, and it's something that I could never get down. But that's where, you know, that's where he sort of reels me back in and say, hey, got to have a plan for this if we're going to do this. So it works out well.
Okay, we're gonna just do a little bit of go to talking some future drone things. I know we talked a little bit about Autel, but you know, I have a friend of mine, a subscriber, who he pretty much pings me every day. He pings Autel customer service every day, and he gives me very frequent updates. And last he heard, he said the batteries were shipped. He said, but they still haven't shipped the drones. And he said his last response that he got was, it will be very, 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 3 very soons on
it. We've been hearing that. We need to hear it at this point, you know, from Autel. I mean, because here's what's going to happen. If this drone doesn't launch, me personally, I am not going to be upset, because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get to keep, you know, my $999 for something else, because no doubt at some point throughout the year, DJI will release something, whether it be the Phantom 5 or maybe the Mavic Pro 2. You know, obviously those are probably imminent at some point, but if they don't release it, to me, no big deal. You know, no problem. The guilt's not on me. It's on them for hyping something for 5.5 months, almost 6 months, and basically dropping the ball. I mean, shame on them at that point. Really, you know, and they probably almost hate me. They probably almost cringe every time a video I upload and it has them in the you know, I'm probably going to get a lawsuit from Autel, you know, soon. I probably go home, check my mailbox. I'll have like a cease and desist where I can't mention their name or something. But it's one of those things where shame on them for stringing people along this long, you know, shame on them for not providing even further transparency as to the process, because I'm sorry, you know, you understand what happens when you are producing a drone. It's either in production, say, hey, everybody, it's in production, shipping times are going to be X. When the new iPhones hit the market, typically Apple says the iPhones have hit the market, or analysts will say, hey, the KGI will say, hey, the iPhones have started mass production. And when, you know, obviously when they debut it at their event, you know, 2.5 weeks later, the pre-orders start. After the pre-orders start, you know, like 2 weeks later, they're shipping, typically within that month or so. And that's probably given them even, you know, more credit than they deserve as far as that goes. But it's frustrating. It really is. This is the longest I've ever seen a product drag on, you know.
Well, you know, I know, and I watched his videos, and he pretty much, he said almost everything you did, Kluge.
Yeah, so 4 parts. It took him 4 freaking parts to say what I said in an 8-minute video.
I know.
And, you know, I typically try to be positive with many YouTubers. I will call people out as I need to. I'm very, very honest and open, and I really pride myself on not pulling any punches with people. And he you know, he strung it out in 4 parts, and I felt it was totally unnecessary. You know, yeah. Antoine says part 32 coming up. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't need to, you know, if you're going to string things out in that part, do an unboxing and then do a flight test.
Yeah.
An unboxing and a flight test. I have to laugh when people do that. I mean, because, you know, the back end of it, I sort of respect it. Yeah, you're doing it for views, but 4 parts of the product, did they give you the product? Do you have an Evo? I mean, no, you're telling me you filmed that much during that event? Because I'm almost, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's in Seattle or something.
He's in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Okay, yeah. So he must have been a part of that, some of that footage that was shared.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
well, you know, the one thing that I heard in there that I've heard before, and it's in one of your videos, and I know that one of the customer service reps from Autel said, you know what? We had an oops. We shouldn't have said anything at CES. We should have waited.
Yeah. So I can't remember if it was Andrew, I think it was Tim that said that.
Yeah.
You know, he sort of, you know, I understand. So again, it goes back to you have to stay, you know, relevant. You have to stay relevant, obviously, but I think they could have waited to NAB. NAB would have been a great time to produce, because, you know, at this point, you know, they were still taking care of the you know, the deal with the X-Star, because obviously they weren't selling the X-Star anymore, and they were handling that whole deal, and they were, you know, dealing with the software spoofs they had, you know, because obviously that was a mess. Like when they shipped it, the positioning sensors weren't even functioning. When I had mine, I had to download and install beta software. You know.
That's That's
so.
My experience with the X-Star Premium was good. I really, you know, and their customer service was good, because I think, like you, I had a bad battery. You know, didn't even need to ship it to them. They sent me a new battery out, no questions asked. You know, they do good at that. But
did your battery start swelling up, Bill?
No, they didn't. But I looked at it, and somebody showed me how to look at the different cells, and the cells weren't in alignment. I mean, one was way higher than the other ones, and it was just, was just, you know, they said, no, your battery's bad. Here, we'll get you another one, and they did. I mean, I give them some credit for that. But Lloyd, thank you very much for the super chat. No, I'm giving some credit for doing that. But you're right. It should have come out. They should have said something at NAB. So you know what? We got this drone coming out. It's, you know, we have an estimated date of X, like you said earlier. You know, this is what we're going to have, because I think, and I was supposed to. She came into town. This Georgie Hernandez, I think McLeod is her last name. She was the Marine that had a chance to do a hands-on with the Evo.
Is it a she or it's a he?
It's a she. She's a Marine. And yeah, her daughter graduated here in Tampa, and we were going to try to meet up.
Yeah, because okay, I you know, again, this is me and my ineptness when I read emails, because, you know, typically an email. So Georgie emailed me as well, because he was in town, or she was in town, or I see, but I'm looking at it, and it says Georgie Hernandez McLeod, but like you look at the photo, I don't want to put it out there, but it looks like a guy though, Bill.
Yeah, she's with her husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's with her husband there, and her daughter graduated, I think, yesterday, and we were going to try to get together today, but just timing was off from the time I got home.
Yeah, it was bad time. No, are they out of Louisiana?
Well, that's where she's based right now. She's a Marine, and she's based near New Orleans, and you know, she's a lot of messages back and forth. But she's told me, she said, you know, and the thing that I find real interesting, and you can corroborate this, is, you know, when they were using the controller, there was no smartphone there. There was just the controller, and you know.
So that was a different story for when I was at the event. They actually had connected it was a LG G7 at the time that they were using. There was no iOS support. Now, when you click the link, obviously everything's up there on the landing page, but it still defaults to the old application. So my assumption is the application is approved, but it's not published on the App Store, because a lot of times you'll have landing pages like that when an application is approved. But even still, I mean, this is, if they don't ship it in June, you know, I'll go on the record here and say, if we don't see this shipped in June, to me, it's DOA. It's dead on arrival if it's any time after June. Because I look at it, you know, so then you have July, August, September, November, it starts getting, you know, weather starts, you know, cooling down again. And at that point, like you said, I think in one of your videos, that the original Mavic was released in October
2000,
August. So October. So there you go. So there's a good chance that you know, we'll see the successor to the Mavic then, because at that point it would be almost a 2-year release cycle since the first one was introduced in 2016. So
you know go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, one of the things that I did was, as far as I looked at release cycles as far as DJI, and by the way, tomorrow's the 1-year anniversary of the Spark release. I got a thing on Facebook about that today. but there's no rhyme or reason with DJI. I mean, they just, you know, they don't really follow a set pattern. I mean, I went back to the Phantom 1. I mean, it was just in all the interim drones that have come out and the dates that they've come out and everything, and it's just been all over the map.
Yeah, and it is very sporadic. I wish they would clean it up a little bit. You know, made things. You know, talk about Billy again. He said it best. Like, you look at their lineup and they're just sort of all over the place with things. It's almost like they sort of got to reel it back and clean up like what each drone is really for. You know, there's a set tool for every drone for each creator.
Right.
You know, for what you want. So you talk about the Matrice as a commercial drone. You talk about the Inspire, which a lot of filmmakers utilize, and then you talk about your real estate agents and your photographers that aim for the, you know, the Phantom lineup. I don't think we'll see another Spark. I really don't. I don't think there's a need for one. When you think about the Mavic Air price point, I think if they lower the price point of the Air to, let's say, that $599, $699 mark, I think that's a pretty good sweet spot for what you get with that drone. You know,
I was saying that too, and I think for me, I thought the Mavic Air, when it came out, I thought each way it was $100 over. I thought it should have been at least $100 less.
You know, so Antoine, he said, if the EVO is not released by June 16th, that's his birthday, I'm spamming the website. You know, if the EVO is not released by June 16th and we do not hear any additional information, if we don't hear any additional information before the end of this month, you know, I don't know. I have a pre-order in with Carolina Drones. I'm going to leave it there because the way I look at it this way, if it doesn't ship, Carolina Drones is such a stand-up company, they'll just give you your money back. They're just going to give you your money back. So for me, I'm at no greater loss. Not only that, you know, if I wanted to right now and if I wanted to pay off the remaining balance, they would have no problem in doing that. And I'd feel safe in doing that with them. It's, you know, I think they're a good company in that regard. And who knows, maybe something else comes out and I can just say, well, you know, this didn't work out. I'll transfer my money to this purchase. But at this point, I'm getting to the point where I don't think I would buy any other drone at this point. You know, I'm just more about, I want to use it to create a video with it, you know, more or less. I like the cinematics.
Yeah. You know, and you know, one of the things, and I wanted to ask you about that, and I think you kind of answered that with the Spark and the Mavic Air. You know, it's just, I don't understand why they call them the Mavic Air, why they named that the Mavic Air, because thank you, Steve Carpenter. Yeah, I just don't understand it because it's like a Spark 2, really, if you really think about it.
Yeah, so I don't know the whole naming schematic. The only thing I can really think of is that, well, if we can't call it the Mavic, from the time span to, obviously, if we put out a video about anything Mavic 2, I mean, this is proof. We put out a couple of, you know, leaked videos, and those were some of the most viewed videos of all time, viewed videos, whatever it was. So it's clear that people care about the Mavic Pro more than any other lineup because, one, it's affordable, and two, it's portable. So that's important to people. That's very much clear. But putting the Mavic name in that bought them time. It really bought them time.
Right.
And, you know, the Spark was a good experiment for them, but I think they sort of fine-tuned it, and that's why we have the Mavic Air. Both the Mavic Pro and the Spark was not an experiment, but it was a good proving ground. And that's why we have the Air the way it is. But I think the Air price needs to drop just a little bit, a little bit.
One of the things that I've said, and I've said it ad nauseum, is DJI does not waste technology. I mean, you know,
no, they definitely don't.
It's coming down, you know, to see what they're doing is fantastic. And I think one of the things for me, you know, when I had my time with the Mavic Air, which was fantastic, I found it to be so easy to use the hand gestures compared to the Spark. Doing the Spark, I probably lost about 10 years of my life trying to get the hand gestures to work.
I never messed with any of the hand gestures because I always just preferred to fly it. I've seen too many people do the hand gestures and then boom, drone through the window, or boom, drone is gone away. I mean, I always wanted to keep it in control. I don't know. The hand gestures for me just sort of scare me. Just scare me. You know, so let me go back into the comments. I saw something and it said, Lloyd says, the EVO will be the next 3DR at this rate. Well, the problem with that comment though, Lloyd, is 3DR released a drone and Autel has not released a drone. So they have to release the drone for it to become the next 3DR or even the next Karma. We need to get a product in our hands so we can make an assessment of what it's going to be. If they don't put a product in our hands, then we're sort of still right where we are right now. It sort of sucks. I like that. Light beer. Bill, you're gone again. Your camera is gone.
That's just, oh.
Did you just get a new camera, Bill?
Yeah, I did. I got.
What'd you pick up?
I got a Logitech, I think C99.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Got it on Amazon. Got it. It was $99, and I had $100 Amazon credit. I mean, I paid.
What is the camera called?
Let me get the box here. Hang on a second.
Yeah, let me see what it is.
Go over on the table. Okay, it's a Logitech C922 Pro Stream.
Yeah, okay, so it's the same. Yeah, the 922 Stream Cam X. That's what I use. It's fantastic quality.
It really is. I mean, and that's one thing I'm kind of working on right now is, you know, I'm set up in my kitchen, but eventually I have a spare bedroom that's mine. And, you know, one of the things I'm doing is I'm gonna kind of do like you do. I'm gonna get a room that's gonna be set up. It's just gonna be dedicated. It's gonna be the computer room and all that.
You don't really have to even, you know, do that. You know, like you gotta think like I'm gonna pick on him one more time here, but Billy made a backdrop to just cover what's behind him. Nobody knows he's not anywhere. It's just you make a backdrop and you throw a mic. You know, a backdrop would block that light back there because what that light behind you is doing, it's picking up the highlights, and it's sort of working harder to figure out where your face is. And I think that could be some of the problem with the focus. If you just block the light and have the light from the monitor, you're going to be in business because that camera is phenomenal.
It is, you know. Well, you know, I as soon as I got it, I compared it to the footage from. I have an Asus, and it was just like night and day. It's serious.
Oh, you can do probably a lot of your headshots. I set mine in manual when we do our stream. I'll turn on all the lights, get my light in where it is. I'll set it in manual with the white balance the way I want it, and then I lock it so it doesn't move. I even lock the focus lately. Because sometimes when the lights are darker, it'll start like, I don't know, hunting, and it drives me nuts. So because of that, I just keep it set.
Yeah, I saw several reviews on it, and it jumped out. And
yeah, you can't beat it, man.
Having that $100 credit, and I paid like literally 10 cents to get it, was just, I mean, yeah. And I think it came from Ruskin, believe it or not.
Yeah, it takes you 2 days to get it, right?
2 days to get it. Yeah, that was yeah. Seriously, go figure that out. You know, guys, I wanna kind of wrap things up here, but if you guys have not subscribed, if you've been in under a bushel and haven't seen any light and have not subscribed to OriginalDobo's channel, do it. You're missing a guy who does. He's after my own heart, because one of the things that I did when I started my channel was making these videos short and watchable. And that's one of the things I absolutely love about Ken's channel. He does that all the time, guys. Like I said, he's a reviewer after my own heart. He's got it. He's got that down. So definitely subscribe to his channel, and you got to watch his last 3 videos. I'm putting a plug in here for you, Ken.
I appreciate it, man.
You nail it, and I love it. And you know, and I think we talked about this before, is, you know, those videos that you spend a lot of time in post and, you know, editing and all this, and you put a lot of effort into it, and you'll get 500, 750 views. And then the ones, you know, you just kind of throw in there, spend, you know, just a little amount of time, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 views.
That's usually the way it works. And a lot of times, like, you know, when I came up with the we need the support Autel, I was literally, and this is sort of funny. I'm in the shower and I'm talking to myself, because that's what I do. I don't sing in the shower. I'll typically like rehearse lines or thoughts for my videos in the shower. And I was talking about this video, and I started talking about all the things I would want to compare it to. And I was like, and I just had this aha moment. I'm like rushing to dry off and get changed, brush my teeth, and I'm flying back in my office because I'm like, I have to put this in video before I lose my thought. Same thing like yesterday. I'm out at dinner with my boss, and I said, I gotta go. And he's like, well, what's the matter? I said, I got an idea. I gotta go. You gotta do that sometimes. You gotta just put it in video format because otherwise you lose it. So it's different. Once upon a time, people who had great ideas, they would write their thoughts down. Now it's, for the modern age, is I put it in video, and I got to get it out of my mouth before I forget it.
That's smart. That is just absolutely smart. Again, you guys need to watch him. And one of the other things that I like about Ken personally is he's a great guy. He's one of the great reviewers out there, and he's going to tell you like it is. You're not going to get, it's not going to be sugar coated. You're not going to, you're not going to get candy on this. You're going to get the real deal whenever you get a review on Ken's channel. And that's one of the things I was so excited about having you on, because I know I had a lot of people ask about it, and I'm so glad we were able to get you on tonight, Ken. I know you're away from home and doing the training gig and all that kind of stuff, but I can't thank you enough for coming on.
Hey, well, I appreciate you having me on, man. I'm glad that we had enough of megabits on this this Hilton Wi-Fi. My next Twitter war is going to be with Hilton to bring us into the 21st century, because it's almost sickening that 5 megabits up is the new standard for these hotels. That's
crazy. That is just absolutely crazy. I can't thank you enough. And again, guys, I'll put some links to Ken's channel, so you guys need to check him out. And he's also on Twitter a lot too. And I don't know how many of you guys know this or not. He's a good Twitterer. I don't know if that's a word for it or not, but he tweets a lot, and he's out there and he's active. And definitely check him out on Twitter. Definitely subscribe to his channel. Like I said, he's one of the great guys out there. Ken, it was a pleasure having you on tonight.
Bill, appreciate it, man. I'll see you around, and one of these days we'll need to get together and go find a spot, an untapped spot to fly. I don't know if you've been out there, but Fort DeSoto, man, I don't know if it's.
I heard.
It doesn't look like a state park, but I see they have some interesting things that would make for some good flight.
I think that would be a good idea. And when Billy gets down here, we need to get together and probably.
Yeah, absolutely, man. 3 drones in the air. It could be true.
Right. 3 guys, 3 drones in the air. What could possibly go wrong?
Right, exactly, man. I'll see you later. Thanks, all.
Friend. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Guys, that was absolutely fantastic. Like I said, Ken's one of the great guys, and definitely subscribe to his channel. Steve, you're very welcome. Thank you guys so much. And you guys that have showed up, Rodney, appreciate your showing up from Ireland. Mike Brooks, thank you for getting on there. Greg, JDS Flying Canuck RC, thank you for getting here. Lloyd Mendenhall, thank you so much. You guys helped make this broadcast. Like I said, I'm going to put a link in the description for Ken's channel, and you definitely need to check out his last 3 videos. He puts together his videos are succinct, to the point. He doesn't beat around the bush. Just fantastic. Mike Brooks, thank you so much for showing up tonight. Mel, as always. Mel. We get together. We'll have 4 guys and 4 drones. What could possibly go wrong with that? I don't know. If you don't know, I live over here near Tampa, and Ken lives. Well, it's actually near Tampa. Ken lives a little north of Tampa, and we're probably about 45 minutes apart. So we're definitely we'll definitely plan some time to get together on a weekend or so. And Billy comes down, and Mel, I'll give you some advance notice, and you can get down here. Like I said, 4 guys, 4 drones. What could possibly go wrong? I don't know. that sounds like a movie waiting to happen. So, I'm going to work on that backdrop. That was a great idea that Ken suggested, was to do a backdrop like Billy had, because my camera's doing a lot of autofocus here. So good going to work on that. Steve Cross, thank you so much for showing up. You know, I got to want to let you guys know, just in closing, I am going to have a Sunday afternoon Rotor Talk Live. So Rodney, Steve Cross, others overseas, 120 down under, if that time frame works for you. We are going to do it this Sunday. I know here in the United States it's Memorial Day weekend, it's day before Memorial Day, but what could go wrong? News at 11, Steve, you're right. We'll definitely, you know, have I'll get it I'll get a live event scheduled for that, but we're going to do that. And if the weather cooperates, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to have Sunday afternoon Rotor Talk Live outside. Hopefully the weather cooperates to do that. So yeah, Steve, I'm looking forward to doing that, because I like to be able, it's a way that I can kind of give back to you guys, because I know Rodney and Steve Cross and 120 down under, I know it's a sacrifice for you guys to watch at this time, because you know there's such a tremendous time difference, and I can't thank you guys enough. And one of the ways that I can repay you guys back is to do it on Sunday afternoon for us here at 2 o'clock Eastern time. You know, and I know that translates, I think it's early evening for you guys over there. So you know, that way you guys can participate. And I know there's one of my other friends, Ian, who I think he's going to be here. Maybe be able to get together to him. Yes, Steve Carpenter, absolutely. Rick, it's going to be 2 o'clock Eastern time. Yes, Steve Cross. I'll wear my shorts and T-shirt if it's outside. That's what I'm planning on. I'm going to try to do that. It's just like I said, and Ken mentioned it tonight too. It's just been like the last 2 weeks we've had nothing but rain every single day. I still have, I'm still waiting on, and I think you guys know I have 2 other toy drones. I haven't gotten them up in the air yet because, and I filmed other parts, but I haven't gotten them up in the air yet to finish reviews, and I'm waiting to do that. So that's kind of frustrating. It's only 6:12 here in Southern California. Steve, we're not jealous at all. No, not at all. But yeah, I'm hopeful the weather will be cooperative this weekend, and we can get outside to do this. I think it would be great. You know, and just give you a taste of Florida. Hopefully the sun will be out, and we can do this. It's fun, guys. This is one of the best hours of the week for me. I absolutely thoroughly enjoy it. You know, great participation tonight. Thank you for all who contributed to the super chat tonight. You guys absolutely rock. Every single one of you guys rock here too. So, and Rodney Park send me lottery number since you were in the future. I like that. That would work for me. JDS Flying Connect, thank you so much for showing up tonight. Drone Shots, thank you guys for showing up. Don't forget the 2 contests that are still going on right now for the Elfie Plus and also for the Phantom propellers. Don't forget that. And also, I'm going to have a huge announcement about our 1-year anniversary here at BillTheDroneReviewer. So be on the lookout for that. So I'll definitely get links in the description for Ken's channel. You guys definitely, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. He runs a great channel. And having Billy on Monday nights, check out his show. His show is on Monday nights, OriginalDobo. I think it's at 8:30 Eastern. But you guys need to check that out. Rick, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you guys. If we don't communicate until then, for those of you here in the States, have a very happy and safe Memorial Day. And remember what Memorial Day is all about, to honor those who served our country and who gave our lives in fighting for our country to defend our freedom. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your evening. Have a great rest of this week. I'll see you guys Sunday at 2 o'clock Eastern for Sunday afternoon Rotor Talk Live.